Audience, I hope you are doing well spiritually, physically, and mentally. It's always a pleasure meeting you on this platform, and I appreciate all the support which you have been given to me. All right, today I just want to speak to us a bit, just for a few minutes, on the big P word. Yes, pride. It's becoming a problem in our society, and I want to talk to us a bit about that. And I'm hoping that by the time we're done, at least, we'll be more conscious of it in our lives because we are all guilty of it one from time to time, But thank God there's always forgiveness and there's the Holy Spirit who can help us with humility. All right. So, what is pride really? It's thinking of yourself more highly than you ought to have a high or an exalted attitude. It's the opposite of humility, which is what God expects of us. And of course, it sometimes it comes under other names like insolence and conceitedness and high-mindedness, egotism, being vain and just being self-centered. All right. So today we're just going to talk a bit on this guy. Yes, this king. All right, looking very happy and contented. And yes, he was, because he was enjoying the favor of the Lord. His name was Uzziah. Let's talk a little bit about Uzziah. He actually reigned over Judah for 42 years. He was the longest serving king, actually. And he fought successfully against the other nations, the enemies of Israel. And not only that, but the nation prospered under Uzziah. Uzziah did things that other kings had not done. So he reconstructed Jerusalem's wall. He placed engines of war in strategic points. I mean, the nation really prospered under him because he was faithful. Okay, this happened because he was faithful to the Lord. And so in turn, God was faithful to him. Now, Uzziah, all that got to his head, he became very pompous, and he decided one day to cross a line that should not have been crossed. Many of us know that the descendants of Aaron, they were chosen, they were set apart for service in the temple, and Uzziah decided to take up that role. And as you can see in the image here, Azariah, the high priest, along with 80 other priests, tried to stop him because they knew what would befall King Uzziah. They knew that he was treading on very dangerous ground. And many times there are those who try to stop us. There are those who try to impart godly wisdom to us, but because we feel we know more, okay, or we are more educated, or we just consider ourselves as knowing it all, being very high minded, and we do not take the advice of others. Sometimes those who are older than us, sometimes our peers, they see what's down the line, they see the consequences or the ripple effects that our choices will create. And because of that, because we choose not to be humble, then we find ourselves in certain situations because of pride. Now, King Uzziah, a man well favored, and we spoke a bit about him and all his achievements, because he chose to cross that line, then what happened to him? He was instantly struck with leprosy right there on the altar, and the priests had to try very hard to rush him out of the temple. And it is said that King Uzziah lived in isolation in a separate house until his death. He was excluded from the temple. It is so sad that a king who enjoyed so much favor from God, and he did so much for his nation, that pride had to be his downfall. In Proverbs, we're told that pride goes before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. James 4:6 tells us, God resisteth the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble. Children of God, even non-Christians alike, because I'm telling you, pride is a problem in our society. Let's be humble. Okay, let's repel pride. Okay, be a North Pole and let pride be another North Pole and repel pride, because we do not want, to lose the favor of God upon our lives. There are so many negative consequences to being prideful. I pray today that you and I, all of us, like I said, we are guilty of being prideful. But there's always a second chance with God, and we just have to ask Him to take more of our pride and give us more of His humility. Okay, my beautiful viewers, God bless you. And remember to be humble so that you can enjoy the grace which the Lord gives to the humble.